Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello happy people, welcome to my channel. My name is Kurnia Haris and I'm a student of Muhammadiyah University of Makassar and I'm the 5th semester. In this video, I wanna review about the novel by Francess Hodgson Burnett and the title is A Little Princess. So before it, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Also, don't forget to like and share. Okay, happy watching! Before I review about the content of this novel, I wanna review about the cover of this novel. The cover is classic and it is interesting for me. Also, this novel is small so we can carry it everywhere. This novel tells about a little princess named Sarah. Sarah is a rich little girl and a daughter of Mr. Crew. A rich little girl might be able to present herself like a princess. But what if the little girl is poor, cold, and starving? Suffering often changes the heart of a princess and becomes very different. The reader can draw personal conclusions after reading this novel by Francess Hodgson Burnett. Sarah Crewe was taken by her father from India to a boarding school in London, led by a frigid woman named Miss Minchin. Miss Minchin, who is realistic and feel proud because Sarah go to her place. Because Miss Minchin realized that Sarah is a little girl from rich family. Sarah is not an ordinary little girl. She is often referred to as Little Madam by her father, Captain Crewe, because of the way of thinking that sometimes exceeds her age. The intelligent Sarah was immediately aware of Miss Minchin's character, but she tried to be mature and not complain. She imagined herself as a soldier on the battlefield who could not complain. After preparing all of Sarah's needs, Captain Crewe returned to India. Sarah was given a servant, a beautiful room, gift that made all the other children in the school dig her like a princess. As always, where there is admiration, there is usually also jealousy and envy. Many children like and adore Sarah, but there are also those who are jealous of her so much that she hates it. Sarah is not only kind to each other of her school friends. She is also kind to a little maid named Becky. Becky, who got scolded every day and never heard her gentle greeting for himself, adored and loved Sarah also. In page 81, Sarah, who only does something she likes more than anything, because nature has made her a generous person, has absolutely no idea of how much she means to poor Becky and how she is a savior. One day, while celebrating her birthday party with great fanfare, in the midst of all of the excitement she was sharing with all his dorm's friends, suddenly the bad news came to her. Mr. Crewe died because fever he was having, and left Sarah without a penny. Sarah's life changes as easily as turning a palm. The birthday party was immediately stopped. all of the beautiful clothes taken from her. Sarah could no longer occupy her beautiful room. Also, she was immediately placed in a booth under the roof next to Becky's cubicle. Becky became a friend who comforted her. Since then, Sarah has to do housework, teach small children, and often get no food. So she has to sleep on a starving stomach. Sarah has a habit telling of fairy tales, so it's not surprising. She also likes to fantasy, but this fantasy often helps her get through gloomy times. Sometimes when it was cold, looking around her cubicle under the roof, Sarah imagined all the beautiful things about the place. It really helped her treat her loneliness. Miss Minchin was often furious when she scolded Sarah and found that the girl just looked at her with a very calm look and remained polite. Sarah, very different character with another, and made everyone in the hostel, including the servants, surprised to see it. Will Sarah still maintain the heart of a doctor she has in all the suffering that is getting increasingly heavy? Will an angel be sent by the Father to come to change her destiny? And now, try asking to yourself, am I a good person? Do you know the answer? In page 131, misfortune was sent to try people, and my misfortune has tempted you and proved that you are a good person. Before suffering, Sarah didn't dare to call herself as a good person. She thought because she was born in a good environment. So she behaved well. Finally, the ordeal came to her to help her answer the question. When the ordeal comes, she must choose to remain a good person or be the opposite. Sarah's story also allows reader to learn many things. The story from the first page sprinkled Sarah's kindness and sincerity, and it's good for us. Not a nice gift. The flannel is not new, but I want to give you something and I make it every night. I know you can certainly pretend that the needle pads are made of satin and diamond needles. I tried it when I made it. Sarah immediately stood up and hugged Becky. He cannot explain to himself or to others why his throat feels so tight. In this story, there is in page 85. This novel also reminds every reader that the world is filled with people who crave a gentle and greeting. Smile to a child that you pass somewhere, everywhere, it might fill his heart. Your smile can make the child smile also to you, back smile to you and make the child happy like that. And the next is in the page 82. Becky almost never knew the laughter in his life of misfortune and hard work. Sarah had met him, laughed, and they laughed together. And although they are not aware of it, the laughter is also feeling just like the meat fritters. This novel, A Little Princess, told about the clear conditions, situations, and feelings of a very clear character. And in this novel, there are many characters, and the main character is Sarah. Like other classic books also, things like they are not strange. This book is told by a narrator like a storyteller who is telling her story. Grammatics translations also is flowing, not rigid and easy to understand, and the reader too easier understand this novel when they read this novel. And the last, this novel can be reading for all of ages. For children, they can learn to have magnanimity and sincerity, also humility through Sarah's character. And for adults, this book again reminds us to live in positive ambitions, maintain patience in the midst of life problems, and be grateful in every circumstance. And I suggest you guys to read this novel because this novel maintain very a kind message, good message for our life. That's all my review about novel by Frances Hudson Burnett, A Little Princess. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.